sentenced to 35 years in prison for fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet. Metcalf's father delivering an emotional victim impact statement saying, quote, "We were robbed. This was never about race. It is about right and wrong. My son's death destroyed the person I used to be. He does not exist anymore. You're going to prison. I forgave you the day it happened. I don't forgive what you did. You can't look me in the eyes, but you can stab my bleeping son." The Collin County DA adding this.
Today, justice was served. Despite the trauma of witnessing the senseless murder at a school track meet, they cooperated fully and testified truthfully. Their courage was essential to securing justice in this case. This verdict sends a clear message. Violence like this won't be tolerated in our Collin County community, and we remain committed to protecting our schools and standing with victims and their families.
Former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Detainee Affairs, Cully Stimson, joins me now. Yesterday was about analyzing the verdict and the sentence. Today is about what comes next. On what grounds do you expect the defense to appeal this verdict?
Well, they're going to look for any errors they believe the trial judge made or the prosecutor made. And I think the first one they're going to do is they're going to file what's called a Batson claim. Batson versus Kentucky was the Supreme Court case that says you cannot use race as the primary factor to exercise your preemptory challenge to get rid of potential jurors. And the prosecution did excuse three jurors who were black, so they will appeal that and say that was done in an unconstitutional way. Now, you can excuse minority members of a jury for non-racial reasons, and the prosecutor did give a facially non-racial reason for that. So that will be one area of appeal, but they'll look at they'll get the trial transcripts, and they'll look at every aspect of the trial and what the judge did, and then they'll appeal on those grounds.
And the non-racial reason prosecutors gave was those three black individuals on the jury, potentially on the jury, were teachers, and there were concerns that they would be too deferential to students. Let's go a little bit more to the defense strategy in this. Could you discern what their strategy was? Because quite frankly, Cully, I can't.
Well, I can, and the only reason I can is because I've been a defense attorney and I had a bad hand sometimes. The facts were totally against my client, and so I think they took the spaghetti against the wall defense, and that is either shoot for a total acquittal, which was not going to happen based on the facts in this case, and certainly not after their own defense witness got turned sideways by the prosecutor and admitted that Karmelo was in the wrong, or go for the heartstrings and try to get them to convict on the manslaughter. And I think it was a Pyrrhic victory for them to get the judge to include the manslaughter lesser included offense charge to the jury. So I think a victory for them would have been a manslaughter conviction. And I think that was the defense.
Interesting. Okay. Let's play a snapshot of some of the protests outside court, and I'm going to ask you some questions about them. Listen.
It was all of race. This case was built off of race. As a former prosecutor, this was a legal lynching that happened in this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. This is not a courthouse. Those twins are domestic racist terrorists.
To be clear, it's a little bit tough to hear the last line. Those twins are domestic racist terrorists. If that incendiary accusation was true, wouldn't the defense have brought that out to attack the victim's character, albeit a risky strategy? I understand, but you even said we're throwing stuff against the wall here to see what sticks. Or do you think the defense was too scared to open up a character attack line of questioning for what it would have meant for their client?
Well, number one, it was irrelevant. Race was irrelevant in this case, except in the minds of these protesters. And I think the defense knew that they tried to go down that road, the judge would have shut them down, because race was not a factor in this case. I'd like to know where these protesters are every day in Chicago when you have thousands over the years of black men killing other black men. Where are they calling for justice in those cases? They're not. And so they're trying to monetize the tragedy of one boy killing another boy. If this was two white dudes getting in a fight and one died, or two black dudes, this wouldn't even been on your channel or any other news channel.
I think that's a really valid point. And to your point, both sides, defense and prosecution, explicitly stated this wasn't about race. Yet the protesters outside the court seem to have a different take. Cully Stimson, thank you for your time this morning, sir. We appreciate it.